Have you ever set a big audacious goal only to find yourself falling short? I know I have. This year, I promised myself that I would make a YouTube video every couple of weeks, but to date, I've only done a handful. Why? At the end of the day, it came down to one main thing: accountability. So today we're going to jump a little bit deeper into sort of some fundamental things. One, what is exactly accountability? Two, why is accountability important for creators like yourselves? And then three, even when motivation fails and begins to fade away, how we can kind of keep accountability top of the mind and combat it. And by the end of the video, I'll share with you one kind of fundamental tactic that you can utilize from the book, That Little Voice in My Head, that you can apply to kind of combat accountability. What is the definition of accountability? What is the definition of accountability? Well, right here, it kind of states that the definition of accountability is a fact or condition of being accountable, responsibility. Which begs the question, well, what does it mean to be accountable? And if we go deeper into this, it's to be accountable means a person or organization or institution required or expected to justify actions or decisions. Responsible. So let's break that down. Required or expected. Who is holding you accountable? Initially, it's yourself, especially when you're early in the journey of being a video creator. Justify actions or decisions. Are you monitoring progress, evaluating results? Are you checking your stats on social media? Are you looking for insights and information to make better content, better videos? You know, in the beginning, you're keeping yourself accountable, making sure you show up as your genuine self online. But as you begin to grow, you start to influence people around you and build a following. Well, then they start becoming part of that journey, especially when you're in the growth stage. Without accountability, it's easy for things to kind of get sidetracked. Like, for example, setting up this printer behind me, I know it needs to get done. I know I should get it done, but who else is here around me to keep me accountable to making sure that it gets done on time or in a timely fashion? Why accountability is so hard? Like, let's be real. Accountability isn't easy. And here's why many of us, including myself especially, struggle with it. The fear of failure. What if I try and I still fall short? I have countless times where I have this fear of failure that really kind of stops me in the track when it comes to just making sure that I'm getting my work done. A lack of systems. Without a clear plan, it's easy to lose focus. And one thing I've realized and noticed is that in the sort of consistent attempt to create an output, a lack of system has been my number one kind of thing that has stopped me from progressing with the work that I'm trying to do. And last but not least is that inner voice, that nagging self-doubt that can derail even the best intention. My self and negative self-talk has been sometimes my biggest critic. But let's be real. Accountability isn't easy. You see, that inner voice has been a constant problem, and it's been really something that's affected me personally in my content creative journey. Earlier this year, I was reading a book called That Inner Voice in Your Head, and they had a great tactic to help combat and really shut up that inner voice that's in all of our heads. And it suggested that you give that voice a name and a personality. For myself, his name is Josh. And Josh is that guy who kind of gets in the way, who's a straight up hater. He consistently comes in whenever I'm working on a big project, such as a YouTube video or a creative project for my business. He comes up and always has something to say to try to get in my way. He reinforces those moments of procrastination that then ultimately stops me in my tracks. But through me giving him a personality and understanding, I literally kind of talk my way through fighting Josh, because Josh is a hater, which allows me to continue down this path of hopefully producing more videos and getting to work when it's very important, and helps me to keep myself accountable. But here's the truth of the matter. You don't have to do it alone. Like, let's take, for example, me setting up this printer. I can kind of go about it a number of different ways. One, I can go through this instruction manual, read it, and try to tackle this all by myself by going on the internet, finding YouTube videos on how people set up printers and troubleshoot things, or I can contact a homie of mine, a friend of mine, a wingman of mine who might be great at technology and ask him a few questions on how do I approach this in order to effectively get this done quicker and sooner without needing to have to dive into these instructions. And they're not setting up the printer for you, but instead they're there to guide you, offer tips, and keep you on track. And that's what sort of accountability like Wingman will do for you for your creative journey. And they can come in many different forms, as I said before, through online forums, community groups, or just genuine real people. And this works because they add an external expectation, which can be more than motivating than internal ones. You're no longer just responsible for yourself, you're responsible to someone who genuinely cares about your success. They're not there to micromanage you, but instead help you stay focused, troubleshoot challenges, and celebrate progress. And if, like me, you're serious about crushing your 2025 goals, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out this next video here on how you can utilize this amazing light to create better videos. Peace. Now, how do I get this printer to print? I should have read the instruction manual. That's what I should have done. I should have read the instructions. That's what I needed. Instructions.